G'day mates, Merry Christmas to you all. Not many videos left in the year, that's for sure. But a couple of weeks ago I showed you this product on Amazon, the sound abatement foam set, which is a replacement turbine casing for the DreamStation 1 device. And it's got new polyether polyurethane foam. I'll open it up and quickly show you. So there's the casing there. You can see the foam inside it. And they also give you a nice little piece of sample foam. And it's got a few other things in it. It's got a few little certifications and a little manual. And also got here a little toolkit. So I think it's actually a really good product, apart from the fact that we don't really know anything about the foam. So as you might recall, I wrote to the company, expressed my concerns, and I asked them to make a chamber with no foam in it. Although it'll be a little bit noisier, just a touch, I thought it was much safer than having the foam inside it, and I think many of you would agree with that. So they've sent me out a bunch of them, and it's the same sort of kit with the same instructions and everything, but this time it's just an empty casing, no foam inside. And I know there will be some of you that are going to say, hey Nick, but what about the off-gassing of the plastic? How do we know the plastic's safe? And I think we need to be realistic here. There is not going to be a perfect solution. I don't have a chemistry degree I'm not a chemical bioengineer. I'm not going to go and get this plastic casing tested for what might be a little bit of off-gassing. I just don't know, guys, and to be honest, I just don't care, because we need to be realistic about this. There is no perfect solution. The only options you really have are: one, continue to use your DreamStation device. We're 6 months into the recall now, 6 months in. In Australia, they've replaced 20%, so they've still got 80% to go, and they're just starting on the BiPAPs now. But we're 6 months in. You can continue to use your device as is and run the gauntlet. You can stop using your device. That's another option. You can get a replacement device from another manufacturer, ResMed, Fisher & Paykel, BMC, whatever it is. There's a lot of other ones that are considered safe. You can take the foam out using a number of methods. You can cut it out. You can use the drain weasel method, or you can replace the chamber if you're not happy drilling into your other chamber. There's your options. I'm just giving you guys options, right? None of them are perfect, not one. So I think if you're someone who has really severe sleep apnea, right, and you don't want to risk using your current device, you don't want to drill into it, take the foam out, this is an option for you. I think the risk of a little bit of off-gassing from the plastic is far less than you sleeping every night without your therapy, or using your current DreamStation with the toxic foam inside it. I think the risk is a lot less. That's what I'm trying to say here. I know I'm babbling on a little bit. It's the end of the year. I'm pretty tired. Now, so I just wanted to show you, and we'll go inside. I'm going to show you how to put it in your device. I think the casing is good, personally. I don't know if it's off-gassing or not, but I think in terms of the design, they've nailed it. It's a good quality design. It looks spot on to me. And it's an option. All right, guys. So I'll quickly show you what's in the box so you can just have a quick look at it. They do have their own removal installation instructions, a video on YouTube if you want to check that out. And then when you open it up, it has a little certificate with a bit of safety information, different tests that they've passed. They've got an instruction booklet, a little bit about the foam. Pretty cool. Then you've got the actual casing. This is the casing. I'll just grab the real casing so you can see them side by side. So the one on my left here is a Philips casing, and this one here is the replacement. As you can see, it's a damn good copy. It's identical, put it that way. So the casing looks great. Whether or not there's a little bit of off-gassing from the plastic, potentially, I don't know. What you could do is, once you've put it in, just run your machine for 8 hours to begin with. let a lot of air pass through it. Perhaps you could even give it a wash out if you wanted to, give it a nice wash. It's up to you guys, I'm not going to give you advice on that, okay? But that's that. And then we've got some little screws here. We'll just use the screws that we already have, but it's good to have some backups. A little card with some support, Medi Healer, that's the company that sent me all the stuff. I don't use this little tool, but that might be a little handy little tool to sort of get in there and wedge off the casing, and then your screwdriver, and we'll use this hex head. Okay, let's do it. Now the device, this one here is the recall replacement device that was sent to me by Trent on our Facebook group. So thank you, Trent, once again. Your machine's getting some good use in the videos, and if you want to join up to our Facebook group that has over 5,000 members now, just click the link above and you can go and say hi to everyone. Wish them a Merry Christmas. So inside this device is the new DreamStation foam, the silicone based foam, the white foam. Now there's a good chance that that foam potentially might be recalled as well. So this is why it's almost a great option to get this sort of casing that doesn't have any foam in it, because this new foam might end up being recalled as well. We know it has failed safety tests already for VOCs. So anyway, let's do it. So I'll just move that to the side for now. So the first thing you need to do is take off the little wings, because that's where the screws are. You can see them there. And to do so, you just grab it here and you just pinch. So you just pinch that in, and then that comes out. And then once again, you can do the other side as well. Take your filter out, take your SD card out if you like. And the same thing, so just pinch up the top here. And now we can take out these two screws, 1 and 2. Now perhaps this is where you're supposed to use this device. I don't, I just sort of, I'm a bit of a brute, I just sort of pull it off. Okay, it will come off, just needs a little bit of force, just be a little bit gentle, wiggle it off, but you could use that if you need a little bit of leverage on certain parts. That's where it clips in at the back, these two spots. So it clips in here and here. Alright. So once we've got the outer lid off, we can remove the faceplate. Just be gentle here, you just sort of lift it up, just sort of slides up there, and it's connected. You can see the ribbon there. You want to be very careful not to rip that ribbon. All right, it's a little bit delicate, so just be gentle with it. But what you want to do is just flip up. There's a little latch, just this little black part, it flips up. I'll show you in a sec. But I'll flip it up, and then it just pops out. Okay, so then just put it face down away. I'll give you a close up there of what I mean. So you can see the little latch. It comes up, goes down. All right, I'll just quickly show you the ribbon here. So you can see the ribbon there. It has these two little parts on the side, and when you're putting it back in, they just lock. Those two little parts just lock into the side. You can see there's a little tiny part at the front here that blocks it. Once they're in, you just push it down and it locks into place. Pretty straightforward, guys. You'll get it right. It's easy. Now we can take off the PCB board at the top here. 1 screw, 2 screw. Flip it over. So that's that one out. And then just give it a wiggle. And that one comes out as well. And now we're just going to take out 1 screw, 2 screw. And now, what we need to do here, all I've done here is I've just sort of pulled up from the bottom. And you get it to sort of, like, it won't come completely out, but what you need to do here is you just sort of pull this hard plastic section. Just give it a bit of a pull out from like that. Alright, it just pulls out. It does require a little bit of force, but it just pulls out like that. It's just stuck in a little bit. Here it is. So now basically what we need to do is just transfer this over to this. Alright, so let's do it. I'll just start with a few things. Pull out that there. These are some of the little pressure sensors and flow sensors. I'll just put that down here for now, because that's going to go on top once we take that out. So let's take out the screws. Now for those that are new to the channel, this here is the foam. This is the new foam, the silicone based foam, the white foam. The old foam, the PEPUR foam, the toxic foam that's been recalled, is black. So if you open it up and it's white, that's the new foam. Now this section here, the turbine casing lid, you just sort of pull it off. You could probably I just peel it off, but you could probably use that there if you want to, but just slide it in there, it just sort of pops off. This is the lid. We're going to now put on that one over there. It's got like a little black sort of rubber seal around it. And then inside here is this is the turbine, which is basically just a fan. And you can see here the power for the turbine runs around here, around this little section here, and then it just sort of comes underneath and then connects there. Alright, so we'll take that out and then we'll put it straight into our little part. Comes up around there, and then that little part just slides down. Alright, so this is our new casing, and it literally just slots in. You can see there's little spots where the blue arms feed into. 1, 2, 3. So we'll just feed them in there. And then also this little part here just slots down in its own little housing. But once it's in there, it's nice and secure. Oh yeah, so they just go sort of underneath that little clip. Alright, now this is our little white thing we took off before. So it goes here. Cool. Now we just put the lid back on. With the lid, putting it back on, there's just a big, you can see that goes over there once you sort of line that up. Look at that. Just check around the seal, make sure it's really nice there. Beautiful. And now we just screw it back down. And I'll turn it on at the end so you can hear what it's like. I find it just a tiny little bit louder. A lot of people online say that they don't notice any changes in the noise, but I just found it, you know, from an experienced user, I find it just a little bit noisier, but certainly, you know, it's not something that's going to keep you up over night time. It's only marginally noisier. We're going to once again connect this section up. So just make sure that rings on properly, and all we're going to do here is we're just going to line it up and then just give it a good push into place. Alright, that's locked in. Just slide. A little bit fiddly, guys. I know it's a little bit fiddly, but it's certainly not, you know, you'll knock it over in an hour. Here we go. Slide that back down. We're going to put in these 2 screws, 1 and 2. Just this part sort of tends to pop out a little bit, so just keep an eye on that part. I don't think it makes a big difference. Now we can put back on our board. So just bring it around here, connect it back up. You might want to flip it over actually if you want to do it that way again, like we did last time. Flip it over the back. Connect it up, that's how far it goes in. Same with this little one, the white one. Now just at the back here, this is like the, see where it says Sensorion? That's your pressure sensor, so you just need to make sure that they're in the holes there, and then also you can see this one lines up over here. So this is what regulates sort of the flow and the pressure. So that passes all the information to your semiconductor, which is basically your computer, and then that'll work out what pressure is required using the algorithm. That's sort of how your CPAP works. And all that does is determine how fast the fan speed is. All right, let's put the screws back in, the top here as well. All right, so I'll quickly show you that. It's a little bit tricky, that part, but it's not too hard. You'll get it. You'll know when it's right. And that just sort of slots down into place. Filter back in the side. SD card back in the side. Covers back on the same way you took them off, just sort of bend them in one, put one side in first, and then just sort of bend the other side in. And there it is. The old chamber has been taken out and the new chamber is in. All right, let's turn it on and listen to the noise. All right, here we go. So this is on 10. That's pretty good. I'll connect it up to the mask. So that's just a bit of mask noise. That's an Evora full. I'm going to be doing a review on that the next couple of days. Been loving this mask. Wore it for 30 days. It's really, really lovely. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. I know they're starting to get a little bit boring. I've done so many of them, but hopefully next year in 2022 we can move on to more enjoyable topics. But in the meantime, if you do want to go and grab yourself an empty turbine casing with no foam inside, so you can do the repair yourself like I just showed you instead of waiting for Philips, then check out the links in the description below. But just remember, I'm not a chemical engineer. I'm many things, but unfortunately not a chemical engineer, so I can't tell you about the safety of the plastic and so forth. But I do think that when it comes to the various levels of risks associated with taking out the foam and replacing the chamber, I think this is a pretty low risk one. Have yourselves a Merry Christmas. Really enjoy it, okay? Because who knows what's going to happen next year. So make it count. Enjoy the time with your friends and family. I say, give them a hug. Maybe wear a mask, but give them a hug. All right, you deserve it. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you soon.